Hey guys, I'm Mark with the Ovalrc, and it's new toy day. That's right, I got something new to show you guys today. It's from sterlingkit.com. It's an RC helicopter, and some of you guys might be wondering, Mark, why are we seeing an RC helicopter on the Ovalrc? It's because I do what makes me happy, guys. Sometimes it's a helicopter, plane, boat, car, truck, you name it, it doesn't matter. I do whatever makes me happy on this channel. As long as we have a remote control in our hand, you know, I'll put it on the channel. And it just so happens sterlingkit.com sent me this really cool helicopter, so let's check it out. All right, so we got a nice picture of the helicopter right on the front of the box. It's the WOLFBUSH, the AW-911 Airwolf armed helicopter. Legends never retire, they evolve. And I love that saying right there. It's a 1/34 scale RC helicopter, and let's see what all the features it has. You know, I'd probably jump right to unboxing this helicopter. We got to see what's on the side of the box because I think it's pretty important if you're buying this helicopter. It's got optical flow positioning. In other words, that it'll pick up an object on the ground and it'll hover over top of that object and kind of hold it steady for you guys when it's flying. 6-axis gyro. It makes it possible for me to fly this thing because I'm a straight up beginner. Two-way return, and you know what, guys, this is really cool because two-way return means that if it's out there flying and the battery goes low, it'll come back to the spot that it landed all by itself. And I've used this many times and it works really good. Altitude hold. In other words, you can fly it up in the air and it'll stay right where it's at pretty much because it'll hold the altitude that it's flying. Direct drive brushless motor, yeah, not a big deal, but GPS positioning, and that's really important because this thing will fly like a drone. You can take it out there, fly it up in the air, set down the controller, and that thing will still fly right exactly where it's at. It'll stay right there, and that is really cool. So those are the features that we need to know about this helicopter here. Let's get it out of the box. You know, you can tell you bought a really nice product when you look inside, and it looks like this inside. We have the helicopter sitting right here, the radio, the book. Let's get it out from underneath this plastic. Okay, I am dealing with a little bit of wind here today, trying to blow the pages open in my book, but there's a spot in the book where I want you guys to read, and that is the gyroscope calibration and the compass calibration. Make sure you do both those things to the helicopter before you try to fly it, or else you might have a bad experience. And everything looks really good, packed away really nice inside the box. Let's get it all out. All right, well, I have everything laid out for you guys. Looks like we have the battery right here. This is a 7.4 volt, 1200 milliamp hour, 25C battery. USB charging cable, looks like rear wing, and it also looks like we have some spare props. Transmitter looks really nice, and it will take 4 AA batteries. That does not come with the transmitter, and you'll put them in the back of the transmitter. All right, and this is what our Airwolf 911 helicopter looks like. It's got the Sterling Kit sticker right on the side. It's got a clear windshield up front. You can see right inside the cockpit, although you're just looking at the stuff that's inside the helicopter. There's no interior or anything like that. It's made out of a hard plastic, and the detail is really good. This helicopter looks awesome. You can see the weapons hanging on the side of the wings there. The props are attached to an aluminum drive. That looks really good too. If we flip it over, you can see the wheels that the helicopter is going to sit down on. Those wheels are made of rubber. This area right here is where our battery is going to go in, and right behind these weapons right here, you will see the optical flow sensors. All right, next we'll install the battery. It's going to go right in here just like this. It's going to go underneath the body of the helicopter, and then it's going to lock into place. The battery has these 2 latches right here. You will have to squeeze those together when you're trying to push that battery inside the helicopter so it can lock into place. All right, we got the batteries inside the transmitter. We want to flip up the antennas at this time, so you're going to take the antenna and flip it up just like that. I'm by myself today, guys, so it is kind of hard to do this while I'm holding the camera, but I like to have one antenna facing one way and the other one facing the other. I'm going to go over some of the controls for you guys, but obviously I can't cover everything in this video here, so you'll have to read the book. On this joystick right here, you have your accelerator and your direction control. On this side here, you have your ailerons and your elevation. The 4 little buttons right here, those are your trim buttons, and this button right here in the center, that's how you power on the transmitter. This screen here will light up. It'll show you a lot of helpful information like your GPS signals. You have a mode button, a high-low button, looks like an optical flow button, and maybe a camera button. Again, I'm not sure on all the controls there. If you press the high-low, I know that will definitely change the speed of the helicopter. Okay, the switches up on top of the transmitter are very important, and I'll go over some of that with you. the switch all the way to the left, you'll see a figure 8. If you push that toggle up, it'll make the helicopter do a figure 8. Toggle switch second to the right is the auto and manual switch. It'll help with flying if you leave it up in auto. Switching it down into manual will give you more control on the sticks. For me, the most important switch on this transmitter is the one second to the left, and that's the arming switch. So when it's down, the blades will be locked. If you flip this down while you're flying, the helicopter will fall out of the sky because it will stop the blades. When you're ready to fly the helicopter, make sure you flip it up into the unlocked position. Switch all the way to the right is very helpful too. When you have that flipped all the way up in the top position, that's good for low GPS situations or indoor flying. Most of the time you want to have this switch flipped in the middle position. That's the GPS position, and the helicopter will fly just like a drone. When you flip this switch here in the down position, the helicopter will land wherever it currently is. Now we're ready to turn on the helicopter, and what you'll do first is press the power button on the transmitter right up here. Hold that, and you'll see this screen right here light up. Screen on the transmitter is very helpful. It is in color, and it will show you what the battery level is on the right-hand side, top corner right here. Also tell you what the battery level is on the helicopter itself. It'll show you which way the helicopter is heading in case you lose it out there in the sky. And it also has some helpful information right down here. Next thing we're going to do is the gyroscope calibration, but first we'll need to turn on the helicopter, and you do that by pressing on this button right here. You will see this bar here light up all green, and then that'll let you know that the helicopter is powered on. So press and hold that button. Makes a series of beeps. We'll set it down on the ground just like this. On top of the helicopter, we do have a light. It's flashing green right now. When it turns solid green, that's letting know that we have satellite signal and we'll be ready to fly. Next, we'll do the gyroscope calibration. You'll do that by moving this left stick up in the upper left-hand corner, and this stick here down in the lower right-hand corner, just like that. We'll do that and hold it for 2-3 seconds. You will see the light blink on top of the helicopter. It went red, green. Gyroscope calibration is complete. Before you do that gyroscope calibration, you have to make sure that that helicopter is perfectly level side to side and front to back. The next thing you want to do is an important one. That's going to be the compass calibration. So what you're going to do is take this stick here, move it to the top right-hand corner, this stick here down to the lower left-hand corner, just like this, and you're going to hold it there, just like that. And the light on the top of the helicopter will go from green to a blinking yellow light. Next, you're going to pick up the helicopter, keeping it horizontal, and you're going to turn it in a horizontal motion just like this, slowly until that light turns a blinking green. Usually takes about 1.5 times. It's kind of hard to see because the sun's so bright today. All right, we just turned to a blinking green light. Next thing you want to do is point the helicopter with the nose down like that, and you want to spin it vertically like this until you get a solid green light. Go real slow, having the nose pointed at the ground. All right, we got the solid green light, and we're ready to fly our helicopter. All right, we're all ready to fly, so we're going to unarm the blades. Helicopter is now armed and ready to take off. We did all our pre-checks, so we should be ready to fly. I got it set in auto, it's unlocked, and it's set on GPS mode right now. So I do have it on GPS. It should be able to hover right in front of us here. Here we go. You will need to pull both joysticks down into the outside when you go to start the helicopter, just like this. All right, so we got Derek, our pilot today. He's cranking up the props right now. Derek is an experienced pilot, so we should be okay with him flying it. I'm holding the camera, so I can't do everything today, guys, and this helicopter is very hard to see in the tree line. Derek is gonna fly it close to us. It is in GPS mode right now. He will be taking it out of GPS mode and flying it. We'll show you guys how fast this thing will go, how fast it can go in low, how fast it can go in high.
That's full stick and low.
All right, so go ahead, full stick and low. And it is really hard for me to follow it. As you can see, the camera kind of wants to go all by itself. And bring the helicopter near me if you can. All right, there we go. And do you have your hand on the sticks at all? No. Not at all. So the helicopter's sitting here right now in GPS mode, just hovering. It's hovering, it's holding altitude and GPS. So, all right, go ahead. GPS off.
And high mode.
And high. So we're gonna see how fast this heli can go here in high mode. Go ahead. I don't think that's all the way open there. I think you have to go manual and high.
I did go manual.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
No, I'm in auto. That's manual. There you go. That moves
All right, now he's in manual and high. Helicopter definitely has more speed now. I would say maybe 30, 40 mile an hour at tops. So right now, Derek, we are flying GPS mode, right?
GPS auto mode.
GPS auto mode. Okay. Now you can flip this upside down, but I'm not going to tell you how to do that. You're not allowed to try.
Usually if you go into manual without GPS and bury the stick, it should flip. Except I did have the stick buried forward, so that didn't work.
He's going to do a high-speed run. I'm going to try to follow with the camera. Not bad, not bad. It probably did, what, 30 mile an hour, you think?
About that?
Yeah, about 30. Into the wind. We got a good 8 mile an hour wind, you think?
About 12 to 15.
12 to 15. So the helicopter's holding its own pretty good. Let's do another high speeder. All right, good. I got that one there.
Yeah, try to keep it above the trees as best possible.
So, guys, what happened was Derek was flying over there and he lost it. Very easy to lose it today because it's so bright, and the helicopter's black and it got lost in the tree line, right? So the best way to do that is just go up in the air, and you can look at the compass on the transmitter to tell where you're at. So it does have that little screen to help you out, but of course, you're not really expecting that, right?
No.
Does help. Or I just would probably put it up in the air until the battery run low, and then it'll come back by itself.
Yeah, the battery's going
low.
low.
Oh, look out, look out, look out!
That was full.
Was it?
Yeah, the battery's dead.
All right, so we just had a minor crash, but the helicopter came back.
It reoriented it the same way we took off, too.
And it's actually landing all by itself. Derek, come out here and show us the sticks. That you're not even holding that. So he's got his hands off the sticks. The helicopter's coming down, and it landed safely. That's what you want to see.
I'll tell you what,
Right.
for the price of this helicopter and what it can do, that was awesome.
It's not bad, right?
That was awesome.
Now it came down to the ground for you because you had it in manual mode and out of GPS mode. So the battery started going low, which it brought it down, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks like that when you're in manual and out of GPS
Yeah.
and the battery's low, it'll just automatically cut the power and bring itself down automatic.
So what would you say to do? Put it right in GPS mode and put it back in
As soon as I
auto
put
mode.
it back in auto and GPS, it took itself back off and came back on its own. I didn't even do that.
It went up in the air, it hovered over where it took off and came right down, landed right where
And
it
it
needed to go.
reoriented the same way we took off.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, that is very awesome.
All right, so we were talking more about this helicopter after we got done flying, and I want Derek to tell you his honest opinion on what he thought about this helicopter, because you have a lot of planes over there, a lot of expensive planes. If I can look over there and see, you can see all of Derek's planes over there. He comes out to the flying field quite often. If somebody was getting into this and new, tell us what you thought.
For a beginner helicopter, this thing is great. I basically buried the sticks in every direction I could, and it had no bad tendencies. It wouldn't flip over. It didn't lose any kind of control. And you can let go of the sticks, and it flies itself. It's really stable. Even in the winds today, my normal 450 helicopters would have been blown all over the place.
You know, anything that you'd want to tell anybody, this is a $450-ish helicopter, I think. You get it at sterlingkit.com. Would you tell anybody to buy it or not to buy it? What would you think there?
For a beginner helicopter, this flies like a beginner airplane. It has very good features in it that won't let you mess it up just by doing something stupid or not known on the controls. For $450, some of the other helis you can get for what I did on this would have buried them right into the ground, and then you would have been out a loss. You would have to repair it. I mean, for this, I don't think there's anything a beginner could do to crash this helicopter.
Now, I did crash one like this before because I didn't do the compass and gyroscope calibration. Is that something you feel you need to do each time before you fly?
I don't think you need to do it each time before you fly. If it's a simple procedure, I wouldn't say not to do it. If it's like a 1-minute procedure, it's worth doing to save the aircraft from crashing. But if you didn't do the calibration on this, that thing flew phenomenal the way it was.
Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can get yours at sterlingkit.com. I'm Mark with the Oval RC. We'll see you next time.